You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day, just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code SPREAKER to play for free. You could win part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code SPREAKER for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area, all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the #1 thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5ElectronicsInc.com. That's System5ElectronicsInc.com.
You will not be able to lose yourself on Skag and skip out for beer during commercials because the revolution will not be televised.
Do you want that real sports talk? Unfiltered, unsanitized? Well, you have found it. This is a revolution in radio. The realest, trillest sports talk show in America. The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people. Yeah! What's happening? Yay! Yeah, what up, people? This your boy, Doug Stewart. Thank you so much for joining me on my show, The Doug Stewart Show, a.k.a. TDSS. Bring it back one more time. Yes! That's my little Get Hype segment. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! Woo! Woo! Happy Friday to you. This is The Doug Stewart Show, April 10th, 2015. And it's a free-for-all Friday, shawty. Free-for-all Friday. Football Friday. Intriguing, devastating, incredible sports and guy talk occurs every day here on the Doug Stewart Show, Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Every single day, I got to mention it. We got a lot of new listeners. We're doing some little marketing stuff. If you follow me on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram, you see I posted a little commercial that we did. And so we doing it all. We're trying to get people to realize that the Doug Stewart Show is here and kicking and doing the damn thing. So if you're a new listener, thank you, and trust me on this, man. We have a good time Monday through Friday. Yes, sir. All right. So today, once again, it's a free fall Friday. It's a football Friday. So there's a lot of little stories in the world of sports and entertainment we're going to talk about. We do birthdays every single day, and on Friday, we also do the Boyle Penis Award. Yes. Now, what the Boyle Penis Award is it goes to somebody that's acted donkey in the world of sports or beyond or whatever. I'm trying to keep it more tied into sports, okay, and not anything else because I kind of want to keep it to sports and kind of make it lighthearted and not keep it so serious. But so I'll tell you who your nominees are for the Boyle Penis Award in a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes here, so stay tuned for that. We're also talking about Kentucky players going to the pros. Jaleel Okafor makes his decision. Le'Veon Bell, he just can't get right. Something wrong with that boy. Yeah, something wrong with that boy. So we'll talk about all those little stories. Obviously, we got to talk about the Masters. Speaking of which, man, let me just go ahead and give him a ball award right now to Jordan Spieth right now, who's got a 3-stroke lead. All right, and listen. Yesterday, we talked more golf on the Doug Stewart Show than we ever have in the history of the world. And a lot of people didn't like that, but that's fine. It's okay. You'll be all right. You didn't die. What doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So we talked a lot of golf yesterday. We aren't going to do that today. But congratulations to Jordan Spieth being the youngest player to lead the Masters at this point at 21 years old. -8 on yesterday, just balling out of control. And you know who else I'm going to give a ball award to, man? To Tiger Woods. Yes, sir. For not having a meltdown. Yes. Yeah. He shot 73 to end up in a tie for 41st place. And listen, in relative terms to how bad and how Tiger Woods has sucked over the last couple of weeks, and really as far as majors over the last, 6 or 7 years, I mean, yesterday was good. I mean, it was a starting point. He didn't have any blow-ups. He didn't have any meltdowns. He had a couple of little meltdowns, but no meltdowns where the rest of his round just went to kaputs. He kept it together, and it was strange. And I don't think Tiger's even in the top 100 right now based on what he's done recently once again. But it was strange to watch Tiger walk up to the 18th green, and people are like, they're applauding him, and they're giving him a standing ovation for the simple reason that he just didn't suck. I mean, it was kind of strange because, okay, he shoots a 73, that's one above par, but Tiger Woods is used to being dominant. And Tiger Woods is used to leading the field, and that wasn't the case yesterday. But once again, he didn't melt down, and I think people just wanted to see him do well and just hang in there. He didn't come up with some mysterious injury or whatever. So Tiger Woods gets a ball award, man, on a Friday. On a Friday, I'm giving this ninja a ball award. Yes, sir. On a Friday, I'm giving the ball award. And also today, what we're going to do on the Doug Stewart Show on a Free Fall Friday is we're going to talk about the top 5 safeties of all times, in particular over the last 40 years in the NFL. Yes, Troy Polamanu has called it a career, one of the best safeties of all time. We always get into this discussion about, do you think a guy's a Hall of Famer or not? And we actually talked about a couple of days ago concerning basketball, and my criteria for getting into the Hall of Fame in any sport is very high, seemingly higher than said leagues or said sports in talking about Hall of Famers. So I'm very critical. But I think Troy Polamanu is a Hall of Famer. Just say the name. When you say the name Troy Polamanu, what do you think of? You think, first of all, you think about the hair, and that's neither here nor there. You think about the hair, and you also think about a guy that made plays his entire career. A perennial Pro Bowler, all-pro player, a guy that's won a couple of Super Bowls, a guy that caused havoc, wreaked havoc, could cover the pass, made interceptions, made big tackles. I mean, he did it all. And in talking about the safety position, man, it's not like, cut and dry and easy to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame, into the Football Hall of Fame. One of the greatest safeties ever, in my opinion, Steve Atwater, he's not a Hall of Famer right now. So it takes a little bit more. You got to be recognized a lot more. Your brand has to be huge to make it into the NFL Hall of Fame at the safety position. But I think Polamanu is going to get in. And so we'll talk about the safeties, the top 5 safeties of all times. Give me your thoughts. I got a nice honorable mention list as well as far as safeties at the same time. But yeah, we'll talk about that today. I'll give you my top 5 safeties of all time in honor of the great Troy Polamanu. Damn, he had a good career. This dude had a great career. I mean, a fantastic career. All right, you want to be part of the show? Hit me up, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. But the easy way to be totally interactive is to jump on the chat with all my Stewies. You know how to do that? This is how you do it. First of all, if you're listening to the show, you're probably listening on Spreaker.com. So download the Spreaker app or listen on Spreaker.com. Follow the show. You got to hit the little follow button, and then there's a little chat bubble, kind of reminiscent of the little talking bubbles that you see in comic books. Hit on that, and then you're introduced to a whole new world of live interactiveness with the Stewies in the chat room, chatting, posting, being totally interactive. Once again, being my wingmen, being my co-pilots, being my co-hosts. Yes! Love you, Stewies. Love you, Stewies. Love you. Yeah. I really appreciate all that what you do. All right, when we get back from the break, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get into these BPA nominees. I'm going to give you the first name off the list of my top 5 NFL safeties of all times. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to start it off with that. At some point, very soon here, I'm also going to talk about birthdays for today. You don't want to miss that. And, we'll keep it going on a football, fantastic Free Fall Friday. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day, just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code SPREAKER to play for free. You could win part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code SPREAKER for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. Dougie Fresh, you're on. Dougie Fresh, you're on. What up to all my Stewies? This is a Football Friday, Free Fall Friday. Thank you for joining me on the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. For new listeners to the Doug Stewart Show, I read a lot of chat, man. I make the show totally interactive by reading a lot of chat. So if you jump in the chat room, you might get your post read today on the Doug Stewart Show. But let me give you a recap of what we're going to talk about. At some point here, very soon, probably in the next hour or in the next segment, I'm going to talk about these NBA players and the saga of being an NBA player and should you club or should you not club. With the situation that happened in New York with Chris Copeland and the Atlanta Hawks players, so we'll get into that. We're also going to give you your BPA's nominees here in a second and give you your Boyle Penis Award a little bit later today on the Doug Stewart Show. And also the top 5 safeties in NFL history in honor of Troy Polamanu, man, calling it a career after 12 seasons, a couple of Super Bowl victories, man, just a dynamic player. And there's been a lot of great safeties in the NFL, but I think Troy Polamanu is one of the best safeties of all time. I think he is going to go into the Hall of Fame. Speaking of which, let me give you my number 5 guy on the list as far as top 5 NFL safeties of all time. Coming in at number 5, and this is kind of a tricky one, but coming in at number 5 is Rod Woodson. And here's the reason I have him. Some people would probably say low on the list because Rod Woodson really was a cornerback, and I don't think he played safety until the last end of his career, but he was still a Pro Bowl safety. All right, Rod Woodson is a guy that if you're talking about a player that played multiple positions, and usually that's what happens with cornerbacks in the NFL at the end of their career. They can't move, their hips aren't as good, they can't turn and change direction as fast, and so they're still good players, they're still good athletes, so they move them to safety. And that's kind of what happened with Rod Woodson, but he was, once again, one of the best safeties in the game at that time still. So Rod Woodson, man, Hall of Famer. Rod Woodson was like a world-class sprinter in college. Where did he go, at Purdue or something like that? Like held the record for the 60 meters and the 110-meter hurdles for a long, long time. That dude was an athlete. Big-ass corner. I mean, he was a big-ass corner before corner started to be big. Before your Richard Shermans and before guys like that, Rod Woodson was a big, physical corner, could run like the wind, would come up and hit your ass. I mean, Rod Woodson was a player, probably needs to be higher on this list, but because he wasn't a safety, in his truest sense, he played corner for most of his time in the NFL, I believe, from what I can remember. I'm going to put Rod Woodson at number 5 on my list of top 5 NFL safeties of all time. Agree? Disagree? What? Yeah. All right, so here are your nominees, and we are once again going to talk about the Pacers, Chris Copeland, and the situation with the Hawks players here in a second. We'll get to that. But here are my nominees for the Boyle Penis Award this week. John Calipari. John Calipari is nominated for a BPA just for the fact that he lost with a team of dominant players, 7 of which who will put their name in the hat to go to the NBA. Just for that fact alone, because you shouldn't have lost. I'm sorry. You shouldn't have lost. You didn't make any adjustments at the end of the game when Wisconsin was packing the paint, not allowing you to get the ball down to the big guys, Karl Anthony Towns and Willie Cauley-Stein. You didn't come up with any plan. You didn't come up with a damn plan. And I don't know, man. I don't know about John Calipari, man, but he's nominated for a BPA. Andrew Harrison for not realizing that a microphone is live even when it's not. And the comments that he made about Fred Comiskey. The referees in the national championship game for saying they didn't see the camera angle in the Winslow out-of-bound play. You should just keep that to yourself, bruh. Because sometimes you can just talk too much. When keeping it real goes wrong, in the famous words of Dave Chappelle, yeah, you just should have kept that to yourself, man. And if you don't know the story, they went to the side and looked at the camera view, and it was a call. When Winslow touched the ball going out of bounds for Duke, and some question on whether he did or not. And there was an angle where clearly his finger, the tip of his finger bent, which signified that he did touch the ball. Even though, in my opinion, and I've heard other people say different things about this, even though in my opinion, the ball's trajectory really didn't change. So it was of the slightest of touch that he did. But he did. And there was an angle that showed that the rest of America and the world saw. And these officials say they didn't see that. Huh? It's 2015. I mean, that's unacceptable in 2015 for that to happen, so they get nominated for a BPA. And also, Wisconsin head coach Bo Ryan. His crying ass, crying about calls, crying about not having one-and-done players. I mean, get with the program, baby. This is how they do it now. You get the best players possible, and you try to win you a championship. And Coach K has bought into that whole thing. Calipari's been doing it for a couple of years. I don't have a problem with you trying to build your program with I guess, second-tier players. You know, not 5 stars, but 4 stars and 3 stars. I don't have a problem with that at all. But don't get mad. Don't get mad at the next man. I mean, seriously. And the problem with that is all sour grapes, because a lot of these players that go to Duke or went to Duke this year, or that went to Kentucky and have been going to Kentucky for the last couple of years, they won't go to Wisconsin. So just say that. Or don't say nothing at all. Just keep it to yourself. Everybody knows, you know, that if you could get you a Willie Cauley-Stein, or if you could get you a Karl Anthony Towns or a Jahlil Okafor, you would take them. I mean, if those dudes called you up, Bo Ryan, and says, I want to come and play for you, I want to be a Wisconsin Badger, you going to tell them no? That's a lie. That's not going to happen. So he's nominated, and I would have to say he's the front runner right now. He's the leader in the clubhouse on Saturday afternoon in using a golf reference. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Before I get into this little controversy in the NBA, I want Tree to jump on the microphone here for a second. The beautiful Tree, the producer to the Doug Stewart Show.
Morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I wanted to have you on, first of all, to say thank you. You're doing a fantastic job. But also I wanted to have you on to discuss to the listeners how I got in that ass last night on Trivia Crack. Yes! Wait a minute. That didn't sound right.
It really did not. Whoa. Okay.
Wait a minute. Back up. I take that back.
Oh, Lord.
Shouts out to my man Charles out there. That didn't come out right. The point I was trying to make is we played our
That's
first.
what you get for trying to play me.
We played our first game of Trivia Crack last night against each other. So here's what's going on. I told you yesterday I had to, and let me give you the last part of that story. I actually had to get a brand new phone yesterday. Yes. I woke up and my phone just didn't cut on. And so first I took it to the Sprint store, which Tree told me to, and the Sprint store was like, nah, we can't help you play it. You didn't buy the expensive-ass insurance. I was like, hell to the no, I wasn't going to buy the expensive-ass insurance. And so they sent me all the way to Buckhead. I had to go to Lenox Mall, and they gave me a new phone. Now, that's fine and dandy. I appreciate that, Apple. But somehow or another, I hadn't been backing up my phone right, so a lot of the information, or all the information that I had put on there, from January is gone. Anything new that I had put on my phone in the last 3 or so months is gone. And so I had to download a bunch of new apps. And then in doing that, me and Tree were talking about it, and Trivia Crack was downloading. I was like, Tree, do you play Trivia Crack? She's like, yeah. I was like, ooh, let's play. And last night, I tore into that ass. Wait a minute.
You can't.
Damn, I did it again. Yeah. You thought you was just going to roll over your boy because your boy just talks sports all the time. I am well-versed in trivia and worldly events and conversation, Tree. I'm telling you.
We'll see. It was the first time out.
Yeah, it was the first time out.
It's going to be fine. Watch. We got all weekend.
And let me tell you this right now. And if you play Trivia Crack and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, if you've never heard of it, it's Trivia Crack. It's probably like one of the most talked about apps or games right now. You remember everybody was talking about Words with Friends, and then they were talking about what was the little thing with the colors?
That candy.
Oh, candy thing. Like Trivia Crack is like one of the apps that a lot of me and my friends talk about. It's just basically a trivia game, and it asks all type of different categories. And so I've been playing that, man, and I really love that, man. It's a good game. And if I get a sports category, it's a wrap. I don't think I've ever missed one of the sports questions.
We'll see on Monday what happens over the weekend.
So it's going to be your goal to make sure that Monday I come on here and not talking trash again, huh?
Yes. Whenever I win, you need to do exactly as you just did.
Okay. I'll give you much love, but I mean, it ain't going to be easy. And then you told me your husband plays chess. I got to download my chess app again, and then I'll get in his ass on some chess. Wait a minute. That didn't sound right. Wait.
I told him
that definitely didn't sound right.
I told him last night. You remember that scene in What's Love Got to Do with It when Ike was talking to Anna Mae when she was about to die?
Right.
I said, you better win.
Hey, let me tell you something. You don't meet too many brothers that was the champion of their chess club in high school. I mean, you don't. And that was me, okay? Chess champion circa 1988, Berkeley High School. I've been playing that game for a long, long time. Usually I kick much ass, even though my boy Gerald Oliveri beat me a couple of weeks ago in the game that we played. He's the engineer for the Doug Stewart Show. And he's a technical guy, so he's very good. But usually I cut much ass in chess. So we'll see. I'm going to download the app again today, and then we'll see what your boy, your husband, got Charles in his little chess game, and I'll talk about it on Monday. And Tree's husband, she already got off the mic, but Tree's husband is a brilliant guy. He's an attorney, does very well, smart guy. But I strategize. I strategize on that battlefield on chess. I do that. So we'll see. We will see. All right, when we get back from the break, we'll do some birthdays, and I'll talk about, I didn't really talk about it over the last couple of days, but I'm going to give you some thoughts. The conversation now is, why was Chris Copeland and Tybal Cephalosha and those guys out at that time in the morning? Or why were they out at a nightclub? I refute all that talk, man. I do. And I've had this debate before with a lot of other people. Me and old punk-ass Skip Bayless used to go back and forth on this all the time back in the day. And so I'll give you my thoughts on that when we get back from the break. Don't go away. This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Guy Talk with Hot Sauce. The Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. First of all, thank you for listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you can be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on the Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's Doug at thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there, all right? That's Doug at thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes!
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Now, two things, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. First of all, you're going to have us to believe, Shayana Jenkins, you're going to have us to believe that you, a black woman, didn't look inside of this damn box. That's a lie. And then the second big part of this whole thing is you, come on, Tree. Come on, Tree. What black woman you know in America is going to be told to do something nefarious sounding like that and not take a peek inside the damn box?
You better stop.
You stop. And the second thing Shayana's going to have us to believe is that you took this box that you didn't look in, and you being a black woman, you took this box and don't know where you dumped it at? You discarded this secret box and don't know where? Come on, man. And another thing about black women, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I'm an expert on black women. All of the black women I know, and I've had this conversation about, about this Aaron Hernandez trial, and what do you think that his girlfriend's going to do when she testifies, this, that, and the other. Everybody that I talk to, and I kind of get the feeling from talking to black women that they ain't trying to do no time for nobody. Yes.
Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern. The Doug Stewart Show. Sports talk, straight, no chaser.
This your boy Doug Stewart for my folks at System 5 Electronics. They're proud to offer my listeners here in the Metro Atlanta area all the way down to Macon, Georgia, the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for that busy lifestyle you lead for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's some of the reasons why you should choose System 5.
Hi, I'm Maceo Brown, President and CEO of System 5 Electronics. We take pride in making sure that security is the number one thing that we do. And thanks to you, the customer that has supported us, we have grown this company in Southwest Atlanta, where we're creating jobs and opportunities.
Not only is their monitoring station here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own the security alarm system once it's installed. And you get direct access to the owner if you ever got a problem, Mr. Maceo Brown. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736, or online at System5electronicsinc.com. That's System5electronicsinc.com. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And it is a free fall Friday, a football Friday, which means we talk about any and everything you want to talk about. This segment is brought to you by my good folks at System 5 Electronics. That's right. They've been in business for over 25 years. Just a fantastic company. Try them out, man. Give them a call or hit them up online at System5electronicsinc.com and tell them you heard about them from the Doug Stewart Show. They will hook you up. Here's what they're doing this month. If you give System 5 Electronics a call, you get a free driveway probe with the purchase of a smart solution system. All right, it's a wireless device that alerts you whenever a vehicle enters or exits your driveway. That's pretty cool, right? Whenever a vehicle enters or exits your driveway while you're at home, you will receive an audible alert through your keypad. Now, basically, it's a recorded voice that will say drive away or driveway. You will also receive notification on your smartphone while at home or away. So you can be away. And if somebody pulls into your yard, you say to yourself, man, nobody should be pulling in my damn yard. I'm away from home. Right. It'll give you an alert on your phone. So it's a fantastic tool. System 5 has all the latest and greatest gadgets, but if you give them a call, you can get that deal, all right? You can have the opportunity. You have the opportunity to get that deal for the rest of April. I'll continue to talk about it, but make sure and let them know that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Once again, online, if you're in front of a computer right now, just pull up System5electronicsinc.com and let them know that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday. So on Friday, I try to make sure and give you some little PSAs. One, I need you to go to iTunes, okay? Go to iTunes, pull up the Doug Stewart Show on iTunes, give your boy a favorable rating and a couple of words, comments. That really goes a long way to helping the show grow. So go to iTunes, pull up the Doug Stewart Show app on iTunes, and give me a rating, preferably 5 stars, and a nice little a couple of comments, a couple of words, and a comment about the show. I really would appreciate it. And also, today is Friday, and I do this every single Friday, is go to the DougStewartShow.com and donate to the show. Yes! Help independent radio, and help the Doug Stewart Show in particular. Right, go to the Doug Stewart Show website online, and there's a little button to the right that says donate. Donate to the show, man. Just tip your waiter for the service. If you think you get good service on this show Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., throw your boy a bone. Literally and figuratively. Throw your boy a bone, man. I really would appreciate it. And it goes a long way to helping pay some of the occurring expenses on the show. We're new, and it's not easy. We're going to make it. But if you throw your boy a little ducky, that would help tremendously. So that's the DougStewartShow.com. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. From that ninja, wrong, Doug. Tiger always shoots like that on the first day. Check your history. Okay, you know what the hell I meant, that ninja. Leon, kind of sad. We're giving the great Tiger Woods a ball award for not falling apart on the course, shaking my head. Did you not notice that in watching it yesterday when Tiger walked up to the 18th green, that they stood up and gave him like a standing ovation? Like this, once again, this is not supposed to be the case with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods normally would be kicking himself or mad at himself for the fact that he didn't do anything really spectacular or dynamic, that he didn't shoot. This is par for the course. This is no big deal for Tiger to shoot 1 over par, is the point I'm trying to make. And the fact that on the 18th green, that the gallery basically, in effect, gave Tiger applause because he didn't, 1, bow out. He didn't take himself out of the running because of an injury. And 2, he was still technically in the thick of things. He's not on pace to not make the cut right now. So it was a good thing. And that's how far that Tiger Woods and the brand of Tiger Woods has sunk throughout this whole ordeal. It is. So I was happy to see that. I kept saying to myself, because I was in the gym when he was on rounds probably like on holes probably like 13 and 14 and 15. I watched the last couple of holes at my house after I left the gym. So I'm at the gym, and I'm, doing my little sets or whatever, get my swole on. I still do that. And every time he'd make a shot, I literally had my fingers crossed. I had my fingers crossed that he wouldn't hook it or he wouldn't slice or whatever and throw his club. Now, he did that one time on a par 3. He hit up short and went into the water, and he had his little Tiger episodes. But for the most part, he played a good round of golf, made some great chips, made a couple of putts that he hadn't been making in the last couple of years. So it was good. And I just kept saying to myself, hold it together, ninja, hold it together. I just kept saying that to myself in the gym. Like, dude, just hold it together. Just get past the first day, with a reasonable round where you're in striking distance and you hope Jordan Spieth like comes down a little bit and Tiger has a better day. Just hang around. I need you just to hang around, man, till Sunday. And that's what Tiger did on the first day yesterday of the Masters. From Harvey Scott, I love Troy, but I'm not sure about the Hall of Fame, but I thought he retired 3 years ago. Yeah, and talking about Troy Polamanu, really has been decimated with injuries over the last couple of years. Not the player you saw early in his career, and this is probably why he's retiring right now. Not really the same guy. But I think, man, in talking about the annals of safeties that I've seen over the last 40 years, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. Because the media loves Troy Polamanu, gentle giant, even though he's not really that big, really a short guy. But gentle, tough guy. He's done some commercials, the little Pearl commercials, the shampoo commercials. And he's made plays. Not just a solid player. This guy has made game-changing plays his entire career. He's got the Super Bowls on his resume as well. I think he's going to get into the Hall of Fame. I would put Troy Polamanu in the Hall of Fame from Uncle Mike. Number one has to be Ronnie Lott. When your finger falls off and you tape it back on at halftime, what? Exactly. Niner for life. Polamanu at 5. Brian Dawkins at 4. Ed Reed at 3. Steve Atwater at 2. And Ronnie Lott at number 1, of course. So the name that he doesn't have, Niner for life doesn't have in his is Rod Woodson, who I had at number 5 on my list of top 5 safeties of all time. But once again, I understand why he didn't put Rod Woodson on. It's because Rod Woodson was mostly a cornerback once again. So if I had to take Rod Woodson out, and I'm looking at my honorable mentions right now, who would get his spot if we put in the whole, caveat of being a safety their entire career, and I took Rod Woodson out, I'll talk about that later because I got a list of honorable mentions. I got 3 guys, and it's real tough who I would take to put in that 5th spot if I didn't have Rod Woodson. From Ronald Cameron, honorable mentions, Joey Browner, the inventor of the horse collar tackle, Brian Dawkins, Griff, 5 greats, Ed Reed, Rod Woodson, Ronnie Lott, Ken Houston, Steve Atwater. I don't remember Steve Houston or Ken Houston. I don't remember him playing in the league. I think he was pre the time where I was really cognizant and paying attention in the NFL. From Harvey Scott, the 2 best safeties, Ed Reed and Ronnie Lott. String of Harrison twins should come back. They're second-round picks at best. I'll talk about those guys and the rest of the players from Kentucky calling it a career and going into the NFL. But let me quickly talk about this Chris Copeland story. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So a lot of conversations out there about Chris Copeland, the Indiana Pacers forward, who was stabbed at a New York nightclub 4 o'clock in the morning the other night. Piero Antic from the Atlanta Hawks, as well as Tybo Cephalosha, were arrested for, in effect, obstruction of justice. They were trying to set up a crime scene, and they were in the way or something like that. And you can see the video. There's video on TMZ where somebody had a camera phone. You ain't getting away with nothing. Any public type of thing that happens like that is going to be recorded on a camera phone. And I didn't really see Tybo Cephalosha do anything. Where they were recording is when he got arrested. Piero Antic was already on the ground in handcuffs. So I don't know what happened. You don't know any details of exactly what happened with those guys and why they got arrested. But let me address this whole thought of athletes shouldn't be out at nightclubs, and in particular, they shouldn't be out at this late in the morning. I don't agree with that at all. I mean, once again, first of all, you got to remember, these are grown-ass men, and they don't have a curfew. If you don't have a curfew saying you need to be in at a certain time on a particular night, then in effect what that's saying is it's okay for you to be out. These are grown men. Now, what happened to these guys and the entire story surrounding what happened is unfortunate, but remember, this is a very small percentage of a time that this type of thing happens. When's the last time you heard of an NBA player getting stabbed at a nightclub? Huh? I'll sit and wait. I'll wait. You haven't. So this is like a once-in-a-lifetime type of thing. This thing doesn't happen every other night the way the media wants you to believe based on how they're reporting this story right now. This is a rare occurrence. What are there, 30 teams in the NBA? 30 teams in the NBA. 15 guys on each squad, so you're talking about carried to so you're talking about 450 guys. Okay, 450 guys year in, year out. This is a very small percentage of a time where an NBA player gets stabbed and goes to jail after partying at a nightclub. So keep it in perspective is all I'm saying. I can only imagine being these guys and trying to live some type of life where where they can go out and hang and be normal people. And I know it might sound like I'm making excuses for these guys, and I kind of am, but just remember that. I guess the whole point of me talking about this and this little diatribe is it doesn't happen every night. Matter of fact, it rarely ever happens ever. Like, when's the last time you heard about this type of thing happening? No, you haven't. You haven't. For the most part, most of these guys are upstanding citizens, bad place, bad time. This Chris Copeland guy, he's from that era. He's from New Jersey. I don't know what the story is. Nobody knows what the story is. Maybe it was some long-standing beef. I don't know. But don't paint a broad picture of, these guys, they shouldn't be out and this, that, and the other. Now, another conversation could be had on whether they should have been out that late when they had a game that day, even though the game wasn't until late that night. I don't think I would do anything like that. I think I would be more of a professional and be in at an earlier time. But once again, the Pacers didn't have a curfew, evidently. The Hawks didn't have a curfew, evidently. So it must not be that big of a deal. If it was that big of a deal, they'd have a curfew. So my point is, man, stop painting broad strokes. Stop doing that. And Skip used to do that crap every single time. Nothing good happens. Whatever, just because you a lame Larry don't mean these dudes should sit in the house like hermits. Stop it, man. Just stop it. All right, we get back from the break, man. More of the top 5 NFL safeties of all times. And we'll talk some birthdays. Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes. This is your boy Doug Stewart, one half of the Two Live Stews. Check out my brand new daily show and podcast that airs live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Spreaker.com. That's the Doug Stewart Show daily at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Spreaker.com. Or check out the podcast anytime, 24/7. If you're not stewing, what in the world are you doing? This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. The world's heavyweight champions of Sports Talk Radio. The Two Live Stews. Oh, and Doug Stewart. Thank you for joining your boy. Damn, had a flashback. Remember, I said that for a long, long time. So it happens sometimes. 404 382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. It is a free-for-all Friday. Tree jump on right now, Tree. Let me get your thoughts. We were talking during the break, and you totally disagree with me on my whole tirade and rant about Tybo Cephalosha. Another part of that story I didn't mention is he has like a broken kneecap or something like that, and he's going to be done for the rest of the season. Once again, I probably personally wouldn't have been out 4 o'clock in the morning. I think that I probably conduct myself a little bit more of a professional, and I know my responsibilities. But once again, if they didn't have a curfew, Tree, and Tree disagrees with me, if they didn't have a curfew, evidently it's okay. And this is a rare thing. This is a once in a couple of years type story that you hear about professional athletes. I don't think we should paint such a broad stroke about basketball players and athletes shouldn't be this place and that and another. I don't think we should do that.
I don't have a curfew on how many times I go into that refrigerator at my house, but if I do, I'm going to have a consequence behind it. Now, I am not saying nobody deserves to have their tibia broken or be stabbed when they're out enjoying a night out with their wife. I am not saying that.
Of course
but
not.
We understand the climate that we are in. And so more so to the gentlemen, the players that we're going to have to play the next day, why are you out? How come you're not resting? Sleep is important. That's number one.
I agree.
Number two, we do not know the full story. And again, to all the ninjas and jungles out there that are going to attack me for having an opinion, I do not support the media and their, the shade that they throw. And I definitely don't support law enforcement not operating with integrity. Okay?
Right.
But you know the climate that we are in. So if the police ask you to move, sir, please get the hell out of the way.
Yeah.
Now you
a lot
can't
of
play.
times it ain't that simple. And once again, I don't know the story. I don't know the backstory of what went on with these guys. I don't know what was said. Police are very sensitive. Like, they want you to act like a damn mute around them. Don't say nothing. Shut up. This, that, and the other. Like, just reducing you to, I don't know, some type of like this is Soviet Union. This is Cold War, the Cold War or whatever. And
you can be right. You can be right or you can be dead right. Yeah. It's a choice that we make.
Well, once again, we're kind of opening this conversation up too wide right now. My point in its entirety is this rarely happens. This is a very small piece of the story when you talk about professional athletes going out. Professional athletes go out every night. Okay, think about this. This just didn't happen the other night when these guys went out to this nightclubs. This happens every single night in the NBA for every single year in the NBA's existence for the most part. Okay, and they probably partied hardy even more in the 70s or whatever. The point is this is a very, very small instance where this type of thing happens. This is an outlier. This is the exception to the rule. But the way that it comes across and all of the conversation that it gets is this happens every other day. And it doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, this is once in a lifetime type of a thing that happened the other night with these guys. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I mean, regular guys, not NBA guys, get stabbed. Regular guys, not NBA guys or professional athletes, go to the club and get stabbed and get into fights and get arrested. And once again, Chris Copeland is from the Jersey, the New York area, so this might have been, and we don't know, once again, we don't know, this might have been some beef from high school or something. We don't know. We have no clue. So, I mean, this is an aberration. It's as simple as that. It's an aberration. When this happening every other night, then I'll start classifying athletes and saying athletes in general, as a whole, as a group, shouldn't go out after a certain time. That's what I'll do. Not right now. Not after one arbitrary thing that happens, which we don't have the details to, that's happened. And And, we probably won't see for another long, long time happen again. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Birthdays today. Let me talk about these birthdays real quickly. Happy birthday to Steven Seagal, who turned 63 years old today. Yes, sir. I've never seen one Steven Seagal movie in my life. I've never seen one Steven Seagal movie in my life. I have always thought he was the ultimate cornball. Yes. It's hard for me, a guy that grew up in the 70s, once again, it's hard for me to look at Steven Seagal and when I grew up on Bruce Lee. It's very hard. It's just very hard for me to just be okay with that. Yes, Tree?
So you never saw the movie with him and he and DMX?
Okay, I did see that, but I saw that for DMX, not for Steven Seagal. Right. And trust me, if DMX wasn't in that movie, what was the name of that movie? Because I thought it was pretty good, actually, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Tree, what was the name of it? You remember? I don't remember either. She's giving me the no. She'll figure it out. But yeah, Exit Wounds. It was Exit Wounds. That's right. And that was all the way back in 2001. Damn, that was a long-ass time ago. So Steven Seagal is 63 years old. I just thought he was the ultimate cornball, still the ultimate cornball. Never, ever pay money to go see him. I pay money to go see DMX. John Madden, the great John Madden, is 79 years old today. Happy birthday to Madden. Allegedly, John Madden won't fly. And I don't know, I'm sure he's been on a plane before because he used to be a coach in the NFL for a long time and they had to fly. And I'm sure he didn't get on a damn bus and fly from Oakland to New York to play the Jets. I'm sure that didn't happen. But I guess right now, being retired and not having to do that every single day, John Madden doesn't get on airplanes. And I feel him on that. Especially the way these airplanes have been falling out the sky over the last year. Babyface, Kenneth Edmonds, 56 years old. Happy birthday to Babyface. Nerlens Noel, Philadelphia 76er, youngin. Nerlens Noel is 21 years old. Like, think about it. This is his second year? Yeah, this is his second year in the NBA. And speaking of players and athletes going out to the club, Nerlens Noel couldn't get in the club over the last 2 years in the NBA. Pocket full of money. And he can't even get into the damn club. He can't drink. That's crazy. Unless he went to a teen club. Unless Nerlens Noel and some players on the Philadelphia 76ers went to a teeny bopper club, he couldn't get in. And the great Q-Tip is 45 years old today, the rapper. Tribe Called Quest. Damn, did y'all know Q-Tip's real name? Jonathan Davis. I didn't know that. Better known as Q-Tip. Accomplished rapper, Tribe Called Quest. I talked about that earlier. He won a Grammy in 2006 for his dance song, Galvanize, which he recorded with the Chemical Brothers. Shouts out to Q-Tip. Really love Q-Tip's flow. Love his style. One of the all-time greats. So happy birthday to all of those guys. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I'm going to read a lot of your chat here in a second. And on today's show, that's what we're going to do today on the Doug Stewart Show, as well as continue to talk about the top 5 safeties in NFL history, all in honor of the great Troy Polamanu. Speaking of which, Troy Polamanu comes in at number 4 on my list of top 5 safeties in the last 40 years in the NFL. Talked about him earlier, man. Just a fantastic player. One thing I really give a lot of kudos to, man, is a guy that makes plays. Anybody can make the easy play or the normal play. You remember Keith Brookin? And I used to rail on Keith Brookin all the time, safety or a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons many years ago, went to Georgia Tech. Great guy from what I understand. He actually played with my brother at Georgia Tech. Great guy. Really good player, but not that great of a player. Never really made a damn play in his life that I can remember. Always jumping on the damn pile after the tackle had been made. Keith Brookin jumped on the damn pile, and they gave him credit for another damn tackle. I mean, once again, very good player. Played a long time in the NFL. I think he finished his career with the Dallas Cowboys, but he never really made no damn plays. I give extra credit to guys that make plays, and Troy Polamanu definitely did that throughout his career. So he comes at number 4 on my list. Yes, sir! 404-382-0338. You can also email me at Doug@theDougStewartShow.com. BPA. Coming up a little bit later, your nominees, John Calipari, Andrew Harrison, the referees in the national championship game, and Wisconsin coach Bo Ryan. Stay tuned for that. I'll read more chat. That's what I'm going to do when we get back. We're going to talk a little bit about these Kentucky players that decide to go into the league, and another guy for Duke that decided to do the same thing. But we're going to get into some chat when we get back. Don't go away. The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day, just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code SPREAKER to play for free. You could win part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code SPREAKER for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
And we getting a lot of chat because Tree made a comment and used the term have sex raw. And just like you cavemen dudes that listen to this show, y'all eating that up.
If you're going to say it right. It's ride raw.
Ooh. Okay, see that, Tree? You can't do that. William Mack, I'm torn on whether or not to nominate Dwight Howard for garnishing his baby mama's bank account for violating a gag order. She was wrong for mentioning his name on that bootleg show, but come on, man. That's the mother of your child? Yeah, and I read the story, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. And it does seem very petty. Dwight's got $1 gazillion, and this chick clearly is just trying to keep her name relevant so that she can continue to get roles on reality shows.
I mean, we talked about this before, and you all jumped on the woman when she ain't trying to work. She's trying to work. Okay.
But she broke the rule. She broke the agreement, Tree. She can get a job. I mean, I guess it'd be less. It'd be harder for her to get a job if she doesn't intermingle Dwight Howard conversation into the talk.
What kind of job can she get that's going to accommodate the lifestyle that he created for her?
Oh, here you go.
Hey, welcome to Chick-fil-A.
Well, Chick-fil-A it is then. She not attached to dude anymore.
She is forever attached to dude because she rode raw.
Okay, now you really just playing with the people in the chat room and the listeners' emotions. Okay, you know they just pervs like that and they like to hear you talk dirty. You didn't have to go there again 3 times a day on the show.
Yes, you once, twice, 3 times a lady.
Sports Talk. Straight, no chaser.
What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers in compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years' experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you, so they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So, don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam. not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to all of the Stewies. And shouts out to everybody that is listening to the show for the first time. This is what we do every single day, man. Passionate guy talk. Passionate sports talk. That's what we do here on the Doug Stewart Show. Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. right here on the Doug Stewart Show. The Kentucky Wildcats' top 7 scorers are heading to the NBA draft. They're going to get that money. Yes, sir. Karl Anthony Towns, Willie Cauley-Stein, Devin Booker, who that Devin Booker might have the most upside out of any of these guys. Debatable. He can get to the basket. He can shoot. He can do it all, man. Trey Lyles, Dakari Johnson. Kind of scratching my head a little bit on Dakari Johnson. I thought he could have come back and definitely he's got all the potential, but because of the situation with not, being a starter behind Towns and Stein, I don't know about that. If he's going to get the money, I ain't mad at him, though, at the end of the day. Andrew Harrison and Aaron Harrison, they're saying that Cauley-Stein and Towns are going to be lottery picks. And these Harrison boys, they're going to be somewhere in the second round. We talked about this the other day, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The number is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. I really like the Harrison twins. And somebody had said the other day that one of them, I guess, Aaron, I don't think he's the primary one. They're twins once again, so I confused them. But I think the main guy, the starter, is Andrew. But the Aaron kid, they say might not even get drafted. I didn't read that. I haven't read that anywhere. They're saying second round, which I think maybe in their mind they're thinking they can't really increase their stock anymore. I think their games are solid. They got fantastic size for a point guard. Somebody made the comparison the other day to Rajon Rondo. Yeah, I don't remember Rondo being that much better than these kids when he was at Kentucky. I just don't. And look what Rondo's become. These guys have got fantastic size. You're talking 6'5", 6'6". They've been starters ever since they've been at the University of Kentucky. Can handle the ball. Their handle could get a little bit better. Everything could get better. Everything could get better. I just think you got a lot of talent in some very smart players. McDonald's All-Americans coming out of high school. I think they got tremendous potential. So I'm thinking that they're going to go, maybe beginning second round, maybe even late first round, when these camps and these workouts occur and they show some teams and some GMs that they're actually better players than what they've been able to show at Kentucky. I like those kids. We'll see what happens with them. And also Jahlil Okafor, obviously nobody thought that he was coming back to Duke. He put his name in the hat, and he is going to the NBA draft as well. And I think a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about this before, I had mentioned Elton Brand being the first player at Duke, the first freshman at Duke to go to the NBA, and I actually was wrong about that. He wasn't a freshman. He was a sophomore. So Jahlil Okafor joins Corey Maggette, Luol Deng, Kyrie Irving, Austin Rivers, and Jabari Parker as Blue Devils who entered the draft after their freshman seasons. Okay? Elton Brand actually did it, but Elton Brand, he jumped early, but he was a sophomore. He was a sophomore to do it. And I think Elton Brand was part of the group that in the first year, or they were the first players in Duke history that actually went to the NBA without playing 4 years at Duke. That's what it was. It was Elton Brand, it was William Avery, and it was Corey Maggette, all in the same year. Those three guys, they all went to the NBA, and those were the first guys. That's crazy, right? And this was back in 1999. Until 1999, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, no other Duke player had went to the NBA without playing 4 years at Duke. Is that not crazy? Does that not sound crazy in today's climate of the NBA in 2015? Yeah, it wasn't until 1999 that a player left early, and it was significant because Corey Maggette was the first freshman to leave Duke after his initial season with the Blue Devils. So, Ball Award, and congratulations to those guys, man. Go get your money. Go get your money. And talking about those Harrison twins, they not stupid. They talk with GMs, I'm sure. from what I understand, they come from a good background. I'm sure their parents and their advisors probably talk to NBA teams, and they probably got the impression that they should come out. Those kids aren't stupid. They don't strike me as stupid, young men. And coming from, a bad background or anything like that. They sound like they come from a good background, and if they're going to do this, I would think I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and their family and their parents, that they got some information that says that they should probably do it right now. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Let me grab a call. Caller, thanks for calling the Doug Stewart Show. What's your name? Where you calling from? What you want to talk about?
It's Jersey time. What's going on, baby?
What up, Vern?
Oh, come on, man. You ain't going to give me a love, baby.
What do you want, Vern? What's up? What's up, baby? What you want?
Listen, I called over there, and this girl named Cynthia, she didn't mind. I told you was coming, so that's probably why you got that free phone, man.
Oh, okay.
But,
appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. I look out for the brother. But anyway, on the Harrison twins, you got 157 and 180-something is what I heard this morning, and I don't listen to the public factor.
150, 150, what do you mean?
157 in the draft, and the other one's 80-something in the draft.
57, the number 57 and the number 87.
Right, in the draft, yeah. But listen, man, on hard hitting, man, a lot of these guys on here on the chat is young, man. When I went to Ohio State, they got a clipping of all the helmets Jack Tatum bust up when he was in college, man, practice and all.
Right.
They got he busted a lot of helmets, and they had a cat named Todd Bell going the same time I was going. He was the son of a preacher, man, carried the Bible around. He was busting helmets, too. The reason Todd Bell's not talking about, he had a short career with Chicago, but he did get a Super Bowl. But, yeah, that was a hard-hitting safety. I haven't seen nobody, not a lot of them hit, but they wasn't back in the days where Tatum was lighting up. They were scared to come across the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Vern, let me bust this in your ass for yesterday, Vern. I got some buckshot for your ass today. I forgot about yesterday. And the only reason you didn't get that after that call you had yesterday is because my gun jammed. That's the only reason you didn't get it yesterday. Thank you for the call, though, Vern. 404-382-0338. Yeah, Vern called in yesterday for people that didn't hear it. Vern called in yesterday and said some things that were just totally out of character for the Stewies, and I didn't like it at all. If I could ban your ass, I would. If I could give you, if I had 5 thumbs, I'll give you all thumbs down. I only got 2, so I'll give you those 2, Vern. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. And you can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Coming in at number 3 on my list of top 5 safeties of all times. And, man, this show really flew by. I didn't even realize we were already in the second hour. Number 5 on my list was Rod Woodson. Number 4 was Troy Polamanu. Coming in at number 3 is Steve Atwater. And if you've listened to the show, you know I'm a fan of Atwater. Had him on the show a couple of months ago. For the life of me, man, I don't know why this dude isn't in the Hall of Fame, man. When you talk about a physical safety, man, you're talking about a guy that played like a linebacker, could also cover the field, didn't have the interception numbers of some of the guys that I got ahead of him on my list. But Steve Atwater is typical, safety. I mean, if you looked in the dictionary for a safety, it's Steve Atwater. And when you talk safety, you're talking 6'2", maybe 6'3". He was like 6'3", and you're talking about 210, 220 pounds. Dude was an animal. Dude was an absolute animal, played on a bunch of winning teams in Denver, and the prototypical safety. So I'm putting Steve Atwater at number 3 on my list of top 10 safeties or top 5 safeties of all time. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. Let me read some of this chat from Detroit Matt. Do y'all categorize Charles Woodson as a cornerback or safety? Because he's a beast and would be in my top 5. Ooh. What did Woodson play for the – I'm trying to think. Like, he's almost, in my mind – no, he hadn't been playing corner, has he? Or has he been playing corner and then he's just started playing safety? Damn. I didn't even think about it. I mean, it's almost like – kind of like the Rod Woodson thing. Like, I almost think as much of Rod Woodson as a corner as I do a safety and vice versa. That's the same kind of way I think about Charles Woodson. Let me think about that question for a little bit more. That's a good one, Detroit, Matt. Appreciate that. From Fat Boy McCoon. Honorable mention to Troy Polamanu and Sean Taylor. He would be up there if he lived longer. Miss Mocabella. Tiger Woods better make the cut this weekend or he's getting a BPA. Texas Tie. Would be Sean Taylor in there. He'd at least be top 10. Leon. I used to play chess with my dad every day in high school. Beat him 65 times in a row. You really wouldn't play in chess. Your dad really couldn't play, bro. If you beat that man 65 times, and the thing about chess, I was talking about it earlier, being an avid chess fan, and I play a lot of chess. Usually when you play somebody that many times, they start to see how you play, and they do something different. They change up their attack. And so you usually don't beat somebody that many times. Your daddy just couldn't play, man. No disrespect to your pops. 65 times in a row. JB Jennings. What up, Sluggo? I ain't forgot y'all folks. Scotty, Fat Boy, Max Vern. What's happening? What up, folks? Yeah, the Stewies. The Stewies like brothers in the chat room. Max Jones III. I'm okay with Tiger +1 performance considering 2 months off and how horribly he's been playing. I called it yesterday that Jordan Spieth is whipping ass and taking names. J. Rob. Tiger is laying the foundation. He will win another major. Tiger is like Lindsey Vonn. Can't upstage me. I hope so. Don't go away. Keep it locked to the Doug Stewart Show. When we get back from the break, what we're going to talk about, man, is his BPAs. I'm going to go ahead and give you your BPA nominees. I don't think I'm going to give you the winner, but we'll readdress those, and I'm going to read chat. That's what I'm going to do the entire next segment is I'm going to read chat. A lot of conversation starters in the world of sports that we've touched upon. Top 5 NFL safeties of all time. Still having fun with that. This is what we do on the Doug Stewart Show. Keep your ass right there. Don't go away. What is 911 Tax Relief? It's a tax relief company that can help you reduce or remove your IRS or state tax debt. They'll help stop bank levies and wage garnishments by implementing offers and compromise or penalty abatements. 911 Tax Relief is a tax relief company, but they're different from the others. Their experts are licensed, enrolled tax agents, and they also have more than 12 years experience helping people solve their tax problems. They're a tax relief company that understands how the IRS works, and they'll also put that knowledge to work for you. So they can get you the best possible settlement or solution to your tax problems. Highly rated by the Better Business Bureau, and they've helped thousands of people solve their tax problems. So don't play around. Click on their link on my website and let 911 Tax Relief help you in your situation with Uncle Sam.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
So I'm probably 6. So Jesse Bryant rolls by, and I remember it like it was yesterday. He rolls by in his truck, and for some reason, something in my mind says, pick up a rock and throw it at Jesse. And I hit his truck. And not only did I hit his truck, it was a damn good throw and aim because it hit his windshield. And it cracked his windshield. So he stops and jumps out of the truck. I don't think anybody saw me, but he jumps out and, Isaac, so your grandson hit my truck with a rock. They had a little conversation. I'm like, oh, man, this is bad. This is bad. And sure enough, my grandfather walks up and sees this nick on the windshield. And Jesse rolls away, and I know I'm in trouble. My daddy not around, my mother not around, and my grandfather reaches down, and this is God is my witness. Strike me down right here. My grandfather reaches down and pulls off a branch from a rose bush. Yes, just drags his arm and pulls off the leaves. Thorns are still applied to said switch. You get your ass whooped with a switch is bad enough, but a thorny switch? Oh my gosh. So he commences to busting my ass with a thorny switch. Yes. And you know I was marked up from head to toe. Now, that's probably child abuse. Not saying that what Adrian Peterson didn't do was child abuse either, but that was child abuse. That's a deadly weapon. And this is no lie. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day, just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code SPREAKER to play for free. You could win part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code SPREAKER for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. This is one of the illest beats ever. It is. Ever. This is a Kanye beat, right? Ooh. I just love when it hits that little that crescendo. Yeah. This is the Doug Stewart Show. We gotta let that drop. Hold on a second. Hold on. Wait up. Yeah. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Free for all Friday, Football Friday, talking about the top 5 safeties of all time. In honor of Troy Polamanu, calling it a career fantastic safety, coming in at number 4 on my list. Number 5 on my list is Rod Woodson. Number 3 is Steve Atwater. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the great Ed Reed. I mean, this list is really simple. Y'all know what the hell it is. Ed Reed comes in at number 2. Just a consummate field general. Consummate field general. And once again, a guy that made plays. Ed Reed made so many plays throughout his NFL career, man. It's unbelievable. He is retired, isn't he? I remember he signed on to play with Houston, with the Texans, and I think they actually cut him or something like that. But it doesn't matter. His legacy is already cemented. You know, Ed Reed is one of the best football players to ever play the game. Not just safeties, but one of the best football players to ever play the game. But definitely one of the best safeties to ever play it. He made a ton of plays, so many, too many to even talk about. So Ed Reed comes in at number 2 on my list. And number 1 on my list is the great Ronnie Lott. Might as well just tell y'all, it ain't no damn secret. Ooh, Ronnie Lott would knock your ding-ding in the dirt. Yes, sir. Ooh, Ronnie Lott used to roam that secondary, man. Ooh, boy, fantastic player, break on balls, make interceptions, great hips. Just a fantastic player in the great Ronnie Lott. I mean, somebody said it earlier. I mean, you injure your finger. I think his finger was dislocated or something like that in the game, and it got cut off. Or did he catch it in a phone a mailbox or something? Whatever the story was, y'all remember. Ronnie Lott cut off like a piece of his finger, or a piece of his finger was dangling, and they needed to address it. And somehow or another, he was like, all right, just cut the damn finger off. I'm playing in the second half, or whatever the case was. So just a fantastic player, a ton of passion for the game. Obviously, if you give up damn part of your finger to go back on the field. And just a fantastic player. Obviously, safety for the San Francisco 49ers for many years. They won many, many Super Bowls. And he was the true leader of those 49ers defenses. So Ronnie Lott comes in at number 1 on my list. From Scotty, I'm reading chat here. Jump in the chat room on Spreaker.com and be totally interactive. I'll read some of your chat on the Doug Stewart Show. Also, make sure you go to the iTunes store or your app store or whatever phone you've got on Android. We're pretty much on every platform. And download the Doug Stewart Show app. You need to have both. You need to have the Spreaker app, and you need to have the Doug Stewart Show app. All right? And follow the show on Spreaker. From Scotty, looked like the police Billy Club Cephalosha's leg to get him down. A broken tibia isn't a standard break. New York cops are notorious for doing dirty-ish to anyone that doesn't look like the majority. Betcha he and Antic will sue. Yeah, you couldn't really tell from the video that was posted that I saw online. You couldn't really tell at what point Tybo Cephalosha broke his his tibia. You couldn't really tell what was going on, what really spurned. They kind of like clothesline dude. Like one of the police clothesline Tybo Cephalosha and took him to the ground. It was like 5 cops. You know, they always overkill on that type of stuff. It was 5 cops that just like mugged dude. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what he said. I don't know what was done before the piece of tape that I saw, the piece of video that I saw. From Miss Mocabella, you're right, Doug. They are grown men, but being in a club at 4 a.m., you know sometimes the trouble will follow, and there are people out here who don't give a damn if you're a football player, basketball player, college athlete. They want to hurt you. Yeah, a lot of times these guys' reputation, and here's the thing about basketball players, and I've heard a couple people mention this morning, like they stand out so much in the crowd. Yeah, literally and figuratively. Okay, so when a 6'9" dude walks up in the club and he's wearing jewelry, you can tell he's probably an NBA player, and I hate to stereotype, but yeah, bottom line is they stand out in the crowd, and you know how dudes do. This is my club. I'm a local dude. I've been living here, and a basketball player walks in, and then the ladies start to look over there, and they start. Don't you hate it when you and your wife or your girlfriend, and a tall dude walk in, and your wife like, hey, who's that? What? How you ask me that? Yes. Don't you hate that? And so imagine that times 10 when an NBA player walks up in the club, and not just because, I don't know, they're a good-looking guy or anything like that, but you can just see their ass over everybody else when a 6'9" dude walks in. Yes. So haters, locals, and they feel some type of way about them dudes already. They do. All right, so it's already kind of like a target on their back. So I get it. I totally get it. But once again, I can't be mad at a dude just trying to live his life. And this story to me sounds like some old beef. And talking about this Chris Copeland, he's from that area. He didn't play in New York. He didn't play in New Jersey. Part of the story read about how he had actually left the club and was a couple blocks away arguing with somebody. And then he came back to the club. You know what I'm saying? He came back to the club, and that's where this whole incident happened where he got stabbed. All right, he got stabbed in the stomach. So you leave, once again, he's from Jersey. He's from the Jersey area. Actually played his basketball at Colorado, but he's from that New York, New Jersey area. It sounds like something personal, like something happened when we were in middle school. And I see you, when I see you again, it's on. It sounds like that type of story to me. From Juggle Brother, tree full of ish. Don't you have a spa treatment schedule? About to throw a trash can in that studio. Come on, Jungle, calm down, man. Calm down.
You gonna let him talk to me like that?
Hey, Jungle, listen. I need you to calm down, bro. I mean, this is my producer. This is my friend, Tree. All right? I need you to stop with the condescending thoughts to Tree. Is that good enough, Tree?
It's fine. Thank you.
Gerald, wrong. The freaks come out at night. That's why they were out. Casey, the Cats are weird, definitely. They don't sleep on the same schedule like 9 to 5ers. The Cats are weird, definitely, or differently. I guess he's talking about definitely. They don't sleep on the same schedule like 9 to 5ers. Who's he talking about, Tree? What's that post message about?
Well, because I said they need to carry their ass home and go to bed because they need rest.
Yeah. Once again, they don't have a typical lifestyle or schedule like us. I mean, technically, their job doesn't start till 7 o'clock the next night. You feel me? Their job isn't 9 to 5. Once again, it's not 9 to 5. They play 2 hours, and they don't have to get to their job until about, 5:30 the next day. So it's not typical. You understand, Tree?
I'm going to tell you what them police was thinking when they looked at him because, they don't know who people are.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, the thought that came to their head was terrorist, more than likely.
And looking at Puro Antich?
Yes. I mean, I'm being real.
Right.
You know how they're programmed to think.
And that is kind of stereotyping. Puro Antich, if you don't know him, he does have like a Middle Eastern tint. I don't know exactly where he's from or whatever. But dark hair. He's always got this real thick ass beard, and he's always wearing skull caps. So I don't know. And police and everybody, obviously we talk about stereotyping all the time by the police. These guys got to live though. I mean, that's wrong. And when you talk about stereotyping, if that's what the police were doing, stereotyping Piro, that's wrong. I mean, that's wrong. From a man Q. Yes, sleep is important, but the Nutsi is calling them to the club. The great Babe Ruth partied all night and would hit 2 home runs the next day while having a drink in the dugout. The great Lawrence Taylor used to be drunk half the time, he said. You ask him, he used to be drunk or high half the time he was sacking quarterbacks in the NFL. And I'm not trying to make excuses for these guys. Bottom line is this, and me and Tree were talking about it off air, is life happens. Ish happens. You know, the SH number sign, asterisk, T word. Ish happens. And a lot of things that I wouldn't do now, I didn't have a second thought about doing it when I was 25. Trust me on that. These guys are young, dumb, full of you know what, a pocket full of money. I mean, come on, man. It's hard for me to judge a dude out enjoying himself, you know, which evidently he doesn't have a curfew. It's hard for me to be mad at them dudes. But the way it comes across, once again, is that these guys are wrong and that they shouldn't be out. And they shouldn't be. No, the team says it's okay for them to be out. They don't have a curfew, so that means it's okay. So, all I know is I've been there. Yeah, I've been out 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Y'all remember Club Anytime in Atlanta? We used to leave 1:12 and go to Anytime. Club Anytime didn't close. It didn't close. We walk up in Anytime at 6 o'clock in the morning. All right? We'd walk up in there at 6 o'clock in the morning and the damn sun was coming up. Probably shouldn't have been there. But hell, there was a market for it. And they opened up a club. Club Anytime.
Wow, you went way.
You remember Club Anytime on Peachtree?
Yes. Where? Okay, yeah, I was just about to ask.
You got a Club Anytime story?
No.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. All right, we get back, man. Your Boiled Penis Award. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. You've been thinking about starting that online store, right? And you do know e-commerce makes billions a year. That's right. I said billions with a B, okay? A B. Well, just do it and do it right with my friends at AmeriCommerce. AmeriCommerce is an easy-to-use tool to sell anything online, on Facebook, and through mobile phones. Over 100,000 merchants and website owners have chosen AmeriCommerce to handle their stores and customers. They have the most in-depth features in the industry, which include multiple storefronts, website management from one console, a Facebook shopping application, a mobilized, optimized website, and much more. Don't let eBay, Amazon, and Zappos get all the money. Get your piece of the pie, too. Click on their banner link on thedougstewartshow.com or the app link for more details. First of all, thank you for listening to The Doug Stewart Show. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that we've grown exponentially over the first couple of months. Whether that's listens, whether that's followers, we're blowing up, and you could be a part of it. If you have a company out there and you like to promote on The Doug Stewart Show, we'd love to partner with you. Here's what you do. Email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, that's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Whether that's locally, regionally, or nationally, we can get the word out. What you're talking about is middle-aged dudes that love sports and love exciting sports talk. Once again, email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com, and we will put you out there. All right? That's doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Let's do some business. Yes! The wait is finally over. Baseball season is here at last, and the excitement continues all season long at DraftKings.com, the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments, just instant cash, instant gratification. Why wait until the end of the season to claim victory when you can win huge cash every day? At DraftKings, it's like a brand new season every time you play. Just select 2 pitchers and 8 position players, stay under the salary cap, and you could be on your way to an enormous payday. Last year, Peter from Colorado won $1 million at DraftKings in one day, just playing fantasy baseball. Hundreds of thousands of fantasy sports fans just like you have already cashed in at DraftKings. Now it's your turn. Hurry to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code SPREAKER to play for free. You could win part of $300 million in prizes being awarded this season. Use promo code SPREAKER for free entry now at DraftKings.com. DraftKings.com, that's DraftKings.com. Penis tastes better boiled.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to begin our study of the male erection. We are adults. Now, I want everybody together to go ahead and say, penis, penis, penis.
Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better. Penis tastes better boiled.
Come on, y'all, say it.
No, man. Peanuts. I'm trying to say it as slow as I can. Peanuts. P-E-A-N-U-T-S. Peanuts. Y'all know what the hell I was saying.
Come on, y'all, say it.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. And this week's edition of the Boyle Penis Award is amongst us. And your nominees are John Calipari. Shouldn't have lost. They should have went undefeated. It's his fault. I got to blame somebody. I'm going to blame his ass. So John Calipari, Andrew Harrison, for not realizing that an open microphone is a live microphone. The referees in the national championship game saying that they didn't see the camera angle on the Winslow out-of-bounds play. Bo Ryan, head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers, for just crying. So this week's winner of the Boyle Penis Award is Bo Ryan. Yes. You get the Boyle Penis Award, Coach Ryan. You sound like a damn curmudgeon. Crying. Stop crying. Don't get mad. Players don't want to come and play in Wisconsin. Don't get mad. Shouts out to you, Vince, my folk in Wisconsin. But your home state. Well, actually, I keep thinking Vince is from Wisconsin. Vince is from Minnesota. Same damn thing to me. But your coach in that area, the Midwest, Bo Ryan, gets this week's Boyle Penis Award. And I'm not saying what you're thinking. To set the record straight, 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Le'Veon Bell, man, can't get right. The Pittsburgh Steelers running back has been suspended for the first 3 games of the regular season and fined an additional game check for violating the league's substance abuse policy, sources told the news on yesterday. And that story actually came out right during my show when somebody actually put up a post regarding it. And so I actually missed it during the show yesterday. Yeah, you got to be kidding me. Him and it's funny. Now, were these guys, in reading the story, was he with his road dog, with his smoking dog, LeGarrette Blount? Because LeGarrette Blount had the same thing happen to him a couple of days ago. And both of these guys were together last year, you know, when they were stopped by the police and they had weed in the car. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. You can't be that stupid. See, what I hate for is a dude to continue to make the same mistake over and over and over again. Or is it make the same dumb decision, because it's not really a mistake. If he did it again, it's not really a mistake. He meant to do it. But damn, dude, you look like this thing was going to, just go away, and people were going to, in effect, just, the story was going to lose all of its punch, and you do the same thing again, so close to doing it last year. I got no sympathy for dudes like that, man. What are your thoughts on that? If you're a Steelers fan, and Le'Veon Bell is really regarded as one of the best backs in football, how do you feel about this if you're a Steelers fan? Because what it tells me is the dude don't have common sense. You know what I'm saying? Either he doesn't have common sense, or he might have a real problem. He might be like Pookie. Because you can't be this stupid. And if you listen to me over the years, you know I'm all for second, third, and fourth chances. But damn, dude. I mean, you just went down for this a year ago. More of your chat. And you can hit me on the chat room or in the chat room on Spreaker.com. This is the Doug Stewart Show. From my boy, Fat Boy McCoon. I will never forget when he knocked our own player out the way and Reggie Bush scored when he played for the Saints. Who's he talking about? Ed Reed? Yeah, probably talking about Ed Reed. I was talking about the greatest safeties in the NFL over the last 10 years. From 9-0 the Rhino, fake hustle Brooking. I was talking about Keith Brooking a little bit earlier. Kiss my go to hell, Keith Brooking, Mr. 3rd and 16. Niner for life, Keith was garbage. Fat Boy McCoon, Keith Brooking sucked. Gerald, Bonita Applebaum was my ish back in the day. Yeah. Why did Bonita? Q-Tip's birthday today. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for the chat. Scotty, if Steven Seagal is 63, then there's no way his hair should be that dark, even if it's a wig. Me and Tree were talking about it during the break. I think Steven Seagal got them damn them hair plugs. He's a mess.
I think he and Suzanne Summers have the same plastic surgeon.
Yes.
He looks strange.
Steven Seagal looks a mess. Fake ass wannabe Bruce Lee. You know why? I just thought about it. The reason I probably never was a Steven Seagal fan is it's hard for me to respect your martial art game and the art of kung fu when you got a ponytail and wearing tight ass jeans. It's really hard for me to respect you. If you got a little ponytail, like the comic book guy from Bart Simpson from The Simpsons, and always wearing tight-ass jeans and boots.
Wait, Bruce Lee wore some tight.
I mean, but he was Bruce Lee, Tree.
Train pants.
He was Bruce Lee, and that was the fashion back in ancient China back then. Okay? So leave Bruce Lee out of this. There will never ever be. Yeah, I did say ancient China. Ancient China. Listen,
inappropriate.
There will never be another martial artist that even touches the great Bruce Lee. And I really found it offensive that the media and Hollywood tried to shuffle Steven Seagal out there with his little ponytail and tight-ass jeans wearing and cowboy boots wearing and put him up against the great Bruce Lee. It's very disrespectful. From Fat Boy McCoon, Seagal movies was horrible to me. The worst fight scenes ever. I mean, absolutely horrible. I've never seen a Steven Seagal movie outside of that DMX movie, and I saw that for DMX. I supported Darkman X. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From KC, I heard a talking head say that when he was young, he would stay out all night and go to work the next day, but these guys shouldn't do it. Why do we hold athletes to a higher standard than we hold ourselves? Yeah, I really hate that. And that's what I talk about with the Puppet Factory. And you can just fill in the names. That's what I really hate about these guys in the Puppet Factory that are so high and mighty right now. Like they didn't have real issues. Like they didn't hang out to the wee hours in the morning when they played. Like they got revisionist history of how they conducted themselves at a young age like that. I really hate that. I really, really hate that whole political correctness and toe the company line crap that they do at the Puppet Factory. I hate that. And some guys are more guilty of it than others. You know, some guys will keep it real. And then you know who we talking about. You know the guys in particular I'm talking about. I've always made it a practice never to call those dudes names, but they know who the hell they are. And that really burns me. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That's why I love this format on the Doug Stewart Show. The realest, trillest sports talk in America is right here. It's right here, damn it. Oh, my gosh. Oh, freaking Jersey Vern. Tree, now you're thinking like a mother, which is all good, but these are grown men, and that make their own grown money. Corporate brother, exactly. I have mouthed off at a cop once in my life, and I will never do it ish again. He had his hand so firmly on that gun, and the other punk-ass cops surrounding my car looking for a reason to shoot. I've learned now, especially living in Pittsburgh, that my hardness can't stop a justified bullet in my ass. Yeah. It is a different day and times. I'm not saying I don't understand. As a matter of fact, I mentioned it earlier. Man, there's so much stuff that I did when I was 25 that I look back at now at the age 45 and say, what the hell were you thinking? Like, that was so stupid. But once again, that's when I was 25. That's when I was younger. That's when I didn't, know the world as it is now. That's back then during the era where, cops shoot dudes in the back 8 times and get away with it. And it was probably happening back then as well, but I didn't understand the depth of it. So, yeah, man, these guys, I promise you, when Tybo Cephalosha and whatever the reason Chris Copeland was involved with or whatever issue he had with the dude that stabbed him, when they get, 45, 50 years old, they're going to look back and be like, man, that was stupid. I do it all the time. I was like, think back to something I did or a place that I was at or a situation I was in when I was 20 or whatever. And I'm like, man, what the hell were you thinking? Like, what were you thinking? And that's life. That is life, man. That is life. Ugh. Love these posts, man, in the chat room. Thank y'all. Kiss my go to hell. That's understandable, Tree. But at some point, we can't live our lives in fear of who we are and the things we do because the police want to unlawfully regulate what we do with brute force. Now, you can't live your life in fear. Yeah, theoretically, it's a good idea not to be out of the club at 4 o'clock. So, in effect, you're not doing something that you want to do and that you're going to have fun with, and you're going to have fun at doing because of the chance something might happen. You can't live life like that. Think about that, what you're saying. In effect, everybody arguing why these guys shouldn't be out at 4 o'clock. What you're saying to these people is to live your life in fear and to live your life in anticipation of something that might happen. That's not real. That's just not real, man. That's just not real. At least for me, it ain't. Don't go away. We'll wrap the show up next on The Doug Stewart Show. System 5 Electronics is proud to offer my listeners in the Atlanta area the most affordable home security monitoring systems, featuring smart solutions for your busy lifestyle for as low as $16.50 per month. Here's just a few reasons to choose System 5. Not only is their monitoring station located here in Atlanta, but they also install the most advanced, up-to-date alarm systems where you can access cameras, lights, door locks, thermostats, and other devices remotely with your smartphone. 24/7 technical support, plus the lowest service call fees in the business. And check this, you own your security alarm system once it's installed. Not only have they been around for almost 25 years, but their customer service is excellent. And you get direct access to the owner, Mr. Maceo Brown, to resolve any issues with your alarm system. Click on the banner on the Doug Stewart Show website or app for more details, or give them a call at 404-756-0736. Again, that's 404-756-0736. And make sure and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. Yes. This is your boy Doug Stewart, one half of the Two Live Stews. Check out my brand new daily show and podcast that airs live Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Spreaker.com. That's the Doug Stewart Show daily at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time, live on Spreaker.com. Or check out the podcast anytime, 24/7. If you not stewing, what in the world are you doing? This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got you back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Man. Man, shouts out to everybody in the chat room. You know, the chat room, and I saw a comment from somebody in the chat room. I think it was my man Vince from Minnesota. Shouts out to you, Vince. That he said something to the effect of the sports talk is great, but he can't live without the chat. Oh, wait a minute. I need you to slow down just a little bit, player. But I understand exactly what you're saying, and me and Tree were talking about it during the break. We're about to cross over 1,000 messages today in the chat room. The chat room and the Stewies and the people in the chat room are like family. I mean, we've come together kind of like a family. And I remember back in like 2007, maybe 2008, my engineering guy, Gerald Oliveri, he's frat, one of my good friends. I had him develop a website, and the intent of the website was kind of like pre-Facebook, obviously pre-Facebook, or it was probably right during the time of that little thing before Facebook. What was it called? What was it called before Facebook?
MySpace.
MySpace. It was probably during that time of MySpace where I came up with this idea where I talk about the Facebook group on Facebook now, the Doug Stewart Show Facebook group, where the conversation continues in a chat format. And that's what he developed, but it never had the functionality as the chat does on Spreaker. So I think that's one of the big parts of this show, man, is the fact that you can be heard. I read a lot of your opinions, and it kind of adds to the show in a big, big way. So shouts out to everybody that participate and are totally interactive in the chat room, the Stewie. Shouts out to y'all. Yes. I promise you. And, like, I've never really participated in another chat room recently over the last couple of years. There can't be a better chat room, a sports talk chat room in America than what we have on the Doug Stewart Show. There can't be. There can't be. There just can't be, man. So, yeah, y'all deserve a pat on the back, man. I really appreciate you being interactive and chiming in and giving some passionate opinions. Y'all deserve a baller award for that. Like my guy, that ninja, he says a lot of orgies don't even kick off till 4, so allegedly. Talking about the whole staying out late thing with the NBA players. Allegedly. From Gerald, Lawrence Taylor would send the best players on the other team some ladies of the night to get them weak for the game. That's classic. That's how they used to do it old school. King Kane, we used to be ironing to get ready to go to 112 at midnight, 1 a.m. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the routine was, and see, 112, for people that don't know that are listening, 112 used to be like the hottest club in Atlanta for a long, long time. I mean, 112 stood the test of time. Many clubs have come and gone, and 112 was still around, and it actually has been gone for, 5 or 6 years now, maybe 4 or 5 years now. But, yeah, that's right in my wheelhouse, mid-'90s, late 90s, early 2000s. And so, yeah, we used to go to 112. We get to 112 at 11:30, right before you had to play, And we get to 112, party until 4 o'clock in the morning. That's when clubs didn't close till 4 o'clock in the morning, pre-Ray Lewis Buckhead stabbings. You remember that. So clubs didn't close till 4 o'clock, and Buckhead used to be like a festival. Like, it's hard to explain to people that aren't from Atlanta about Buckhead and how Buckhead looks now to how Buckhead used to look circa 1998. Like, Buckhead used to be like a freaking carnival. Like, everybody out in the street, club hopping, like clubs were located next to each other, and it was just a party scene. I mean, a gazillion people, traffic galore in Buckhead on Friday and Saturday night. I think Friday night was the biggest night, but 1 million clubs, 1 million bars, 1 million lounges, all within a quarter mile of each other. And so you used to walk into one club, leave, go to another. It was crazy. So, yeah, we go to 112, stay out till 4 o'clock in the morning. After 112 closed down, the club closed down. Then we go to the Waffle House, get some Waffle House, and then we'd head to club anytime. If you still had anything left, if you still had anything left in the tank and you were really trying to kick it, then you go to Club Anytime, okay? And you'd walk in Club Anytime at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. The sun was coming up. And really, where the freaks came out at night? The freaks came out at night or early in the morning at Club Anytime. I mean, in its truest sense, okay? Because if you've been partying all night, drinking all night, eating your Waffle House, getting your grease on, and then you roll up in the Club Anytime at 6 a.m., those are the people, like the faint of heart ain't in Club Anytime. Right. The real ballers, the real people that's going for it real hard are in Club Anytime. And it's crazy. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, and I've gone off on a long tirade about clubs. But this is what we do. It's guy talk. Really, I think the whole premise of a day party and what's been made real popular at the CIAA tournament, they're big for the day parties. I think that whole concept came from Club Anytime. It's crazy. You walk up in there at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's packed to the gills. Once again, because everybody that leaves from the other clubs, they go to Club Anytime. It's the only place that had, I think they had like a 24-hour license. They were literally open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The great Club Anytime. It was unbelievable, man. Oh, the glory days of the ATL. Yes, sir. Oh, man, I got some stories to tell. I got a story to tell, man. I do. Ooh, I should have been taking notes and keeping a diary of my my nightclub exploits back in the mid-'90s. From that ninja. Am I the only one that has had great times out late as hell? No, you're not. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show from Leon. I left Anytime one time, went outside, and they was running the Peachtree Road Race. Yes! Yeah, shouts out to Leon.
Damn.
Yes. Like, Tree,
Wow.
you're from the Detroit area.
Yeah.
Did Detroit had anything comparable to Club Anytime that you remember?
I mean,
Like I had never seen anything like that before in my life. You know, I'm from the country, first of all, and so a lot of things in Atlanta went down I wasn't used to. But that whole concept that we never going to close, whenever you want to get your party on, we're going to be open, that really freaked me out. It really freaked me out. From Gerald, when the club closed, it was like the night was just getting started. Yes. Stringer, I miss Club Visions and 112. Those were my spots. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. 112, Visions. Me and my boys were out the other night, a couple of weeks ago, actually. And we were trying to remember certain club names. We can't even remember half the damn clubs. Then somebody will say something like, oh, yeah. Oh, the glory days. The glory days of ATL, man. The glory days of ATL. Yes, sir. The greatest sports chat room in America. In the world, probably. The greatest, the livest, the realest, the most interactive guy talk, sports talk show in America, the Doug Stewart Show, man. Thank you so much for joining your boy today. Shouts out to all of the Stewies once again. I really do appreciate it, man. Pass the word. Tell one person about the Doug Stewart Show. I really would appreciate it. I really would appreciate it. Let me remind you. All right, it's going down May 2nd. We're under 30 days away, man. We are under 30 days away. Pacquiao Mayweather at the Tavern Restaurant off Campbellton Road. $25 tables, $75 tables. Yes, sir. It's going down. Trying to look for the information. I apologize. I don't have it right now. But it's going down. We got plenty of time to tell you about it. Yes, I'm hosting the Pacquiao Mayweather fight at the Tavern Restaurant off of Campbellton Road, SWATs. All right, ATL. Southwest ATL. So pass the word. Shouts out to you, Tree. Thank you for all that you did today. Dwayne Passan, Gerald Oliveri, Waterhead Walter, thank y'all so much. I really appreciate it. All of the Stewies, thank you. We'll do it again on Monday. Be careful out there this weekend. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace.